One thing I love about Nigel Farage is that he doesn't take crap from the mainstream media and calls them out at every corner. In today's video, we are going to watch Farage unleash on one when he was asked about irrelevant things. Not only that, we will also go over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Make Britain Great, again t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Firstly, a Reform MP has demanded answers after the news that white candidates were prohibited from applying for certain internship roles, declaring the system as funding overt racism. Rupert Lowe, who is the representative for Great Yarmouth, has hit out at organisations which have advertised roles to only those from a black, Asian and ethnic minority background. In an open letter to the chair of the Environment Agency, Alan Lovell, Lowe pointed out that the organisation only permitted applications from those who belonged to a BAME background, while white applicants were prohibited. He wrote, "In my view, deliberately excluding applicants based on the colour of their skin is undeniable racism. Why does your organisation tolerate this level of discrimination when it is white people who are disadvantaged?" He declared that he believed the agency ought to hire purely on merit. Additionally, he highlighted that the push for diversity failed to extend to its exclusively white senior management team. He suggested that those enforcing these racist policies should lead by example and step aside from their highly paid roles to enhance diversity. Concluding his letter, Lowe wrote, "It is simply unacceptable to have taxpayer money funding this overt racism. Currently, the agency's internship program is only open to black, Asian and minority ethnic undergraduates in their final year of study and recent, within the last year, graduates who have a right to work in the UK. Similar programs to promote diversity have been run by the British intelligence services, including MI5, MI6 and GCHQ. Their exclusion of white students from their application processes has been blasted by politicians over the past week, with Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp criticising the overtly racist policy. Now to the main story, with Nigel Farage unleashing fury on a MSM reporter and then walks out the interview. Have a watch.
Involves being honest, though. Are you not concerned that he lied about what he did?
Did he? He wasn't vetted. He wasn't vetted. James McMurdoch was one of those many candidates who wasn't vetted at all by the party. Look, I didn't know any of this when I took back over as leader.
So you said you're going to put in place the most vigorous vetting system in place now. Do you think James McMurdoch would not go through this new vetting system?
You can have your fun at Sky News. We've got 100,000 members. I've got 1 million followers on TikTok. Dame Andrea Jenkins has just joined us. She's our candidate for Greater Lincolnshire. You've had your fun. I'm off for lunch. Thank you.
The mainstream media are always trying to dig for a story that isn't there. What do you make of this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, a woman has died after a shooting in Brent in northwest London on Saturday night. The Metropolitan Police have said that 2 men in their 30s were also injured, with one taken to hospital in critical condition, while the other sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Officers were called to attend Gifford Road at 9:15 p.m. last night, where the woman was found with injuries. She died at the scene. So far, there have been no arrests, although the Met Police have announced that a murder investigation is underway. Superintendent Tony Josephs, from the Met's Northwest Command Unit, which covers Brent, said, "This is a truly shocking incident that has left a woman dead and 2 others injured, and I understand the concern this will cause the local community and those across London. I want to reassure people that a team of experienced detectives are already working at pace to piece together the events of last night and identify whoever was responsible for this heinous act of violence. If you were in or around Gifford Close at the time of the shooting, or have any information about who was responsible, please get in contact with us. A family has been left devastated and we need to work together to provide them with answers." In other news, water bills are set to increase by at least 20% in order to repair the damage done to the nation's sewage system. Environment Secretary Steve Reid has admitted that people will be angry with these increased costs by up to £100 by 2029. Reid said that the sharp hike was required to repair the damage done from years of poor investment. Echoing the rest of his Labour colleagues, he attributed the sewage system's poor condition to the Conservatives, insisting that they left our water system in ruins. On Thursday, independent regulator Ofwat is set to announce that bills will rise by more than a fifth of current charges in the next 5 years. Consequently, the average bill payer will have to shell out £20 more each year, with the average bill each year increasing from £448 by the end of the decade. Reid offered the concerning warning that within the next 15 years, demand for clean drinking water will outstrip supply, leaving parts of the country facing water rationing unless things change. The public is right to be angry. Tory recklessness has caused untold damage, Reid wrote in The Telegraph. Ofwat previously announced earlier this summer that it would permit bills to increase by 21% to fund fresh investment in infrastructure, and has been in negotiation with 11 providers, which have requested that charges be raised much higher. For instance, Southern Water, the provider for Kent, Sussex and Hampshire, has advised that the regulator should raise bills by 84%, while Thames Water is pushing for charges to rise by 53%. Reid claimed that the Tories had failed to build new infrastructure, including new reservoirs and pipes, as sewage spills left rivers, lakes and seas choked by pollution, adding that money from Britons went to line the pockets of executive and shareholders. He added, "If you see cracks in the wall of your house and do nothing about it for years, the problem gets worse and you end up paying more. That's what's happened with our crumbling water and sewage system. Customers have been left to pay the price of Conservative failure." Shadow Environment Secretary Victoria Atkins said, "Labour spent years making promises to the public about improving waterways. Yet, 6 months after the election, all they do is talk about the Conservatives. Labour's lack of energy and action will not wash when bills rise on their watch." The Conservatives began the crucial reform to ensure that in the long term Britain's water system is clean and sustainable. That requires billions of pounds of private investment if bill payers are to be protected. The government must work out what it's doing and who will pay for this investment, or our water bills will keep rising under Labour. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.